Hey, what's up? Welcome back. Just want to touch on something real quick that has impacted all of us at some point in our lives. We're talking about failure. Now, failure is ugly, okay? It's not sexy, right? You fail at something, you feel crappy, with yourself. You look around, other people are like, oh, look, you failed, and it's just a messed up feeling. But if you have the right perspective about failure, if you just stop and don't worry about what other people are thinking, don't worry about what your subconscious is telling you. I mean, look at failure from a different perspective. Look at it like a gift. You can learn stuff from it, okay? First of all, failure helps strip away your ego. I jotted some things down. It teaches you humility. I mean, really, the only way to be a humble person is to be humiliated, okay? And failure teaches you to have empathy for other people who are failing or struggling in their lives, personal lives. I mean, none of us want to fail at our family. We don't want to fail at our job. We don't want to fail with our kids. Or if you're trying to start a business, of course, you don't want it to fail. But personally, who you are inside. It can teach you stuff about yourself. Success can actually impede your growth as a person. If you don't experience failure, you're missing out. Okay? Our greatest fear, I mean, failure is our greatest fear. We don't want to fail. But if you do fail, it can set you free because you see yourself for what you really are. You're just human. And, once you fail, you can see how to, your expectations of yourself, your expectations of other people may have been too high. So failure, it can be a gift in that way. It can actually set you free because you see at the end, in the midst of your failure, and at the end, you can see you're still alive and kicking. You still got things to be thankful for, you know, and so in that sense, again, failure can be a gift to you if you have the right perspective. Some people fail and fail and fail and fail and fail their whole lives, and everybody around them just looks at him and says, "Oh, he's just an abject failure. He'll never amount to anything." Okay, can you relate? But when you hit rock bottom, when you got nowhere else to go, okay, you've got all your relationships are all your bridges are burned. You don't have nothing left. You lost your job. Whatever. You hit rock bottom. Okay, there's nowhere else to go but up, and you can use it as a springboard. Rock bottom is a solid foundation to build on. So it all depends on your perspective. Um, if you live life so cautiously, if you're so afraid to fail that you live life so cautiously that you just don't take any risks, you fail by default. You might as well not even have lived. Okay? So the fear of failure holds you back from taking risks. And if you don't take any risks during your life, what's the point? What's the point of even living? If you're just living a life that's so careful and cautious that you just don't want to rock the boat, you don't want to, failure is just not an option, so you just don't do anything, what kind of a life is that? Okay? So failure teaches you things about yourself you could never have learned any other way. Another thing, too, it'll show you who your true friends are. When you've got nothing left, your back's against the wall, you've lost it all. There's a few people that you can call, and you know who they are. Uh, there may be a few of them that you thought you could call. Hey man, I'm in dire straits. Can I sleep on your couch for a few days or whatever? No, man. What do you mean? That's a lot to ask. That's not your friend. Okay. The ones that will let you sleep on their couch for a few days till you get on your feet, you don't want to take advantage. The ones that are there for you, those are your true friends. So failure will reveal your true friends. So in that sense, again, it can be a gift. Life is complicated. It's out of our control. It just is. No matter how different you want things to be, no matter how much you want to have control, you've only got a limited amount of control over your circumstances. So just that, in and of itself, is power. All right? So the bottom line, don't fear failure. Embrace it. Embrace taking risks. Embrace it. So what, you're going to fail? So what, you fall flat on your face? Okay? There's people that are a lot worse off than you. If people around you are, they're like, well, if you get the feeling, if you get the sense that they're going to look down on you if you step out and take risks and fail, you have no business being there. Those aren't your friends. You need to take control of your life. You need to be worried about you, not what anybody else is thinking. So don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. And even your past failures, that's your story. Sit down. Think about this in your own time, in your own way. Write this stuff down. What can I learn from that failure? Because really, the only way you really fail, if you lose at something, the only way you fail is if you lose the lesson. So take some time. Write out your failures. And then write out underneath them in a little, write, this is my failure sheet or whatever. And then write out little headings of your different failures. And underneath those headings, put the lessons that you learned. Don't worry about failure. Failure's a good thing. It reveals who you are. It reveals what you got inside of you. It reveals who your friends are. It shows you what you're capable of. It teaches you humility. There's a lot of good wrapped up in failure. It's a gift.